So again, welcome. I hope you guys are all doing great tonight. I see many people that I've had sessions with before, some new ones. Again, welcome. So tonight, as you know, is the second of 4 group healing sessions this month. And last week we worked on the auric field and cleared that in preparation for going deeper inside into the physical body then. So the guides have shown me a very specific process in this to start with the auric field, work from the outside in basically. So last week we did the cleansing of the auric field, the boosting of the immune system, and again, in preparation for the other healing work. And we also activated the pillar of light that you all have within you. So many of you have been asking, some of you have been asking where to access the replays. Well, you received a link from BTO, I'm sure. That was deborahgetz.com, SHM-A with a password. So you're going to be using that to also access the replays. Okay, if you go to if you go into the September 2nd one, you'll see the replay. And tomorrow you'll go in there and you'll see the replay from September 9th. Or it could be September 10th, depending on which country you're in. Okay, so yeah, so many of you have also asked, is this being recorded? Yes, we started recording a bit ago. And again, the replay will be added within, I don't know, 24 to 48 hours, depending on how busy my helper is. Okay. If any of you don't have, I see some are already going into the chat box. Okay, so if you all know where your chat box is, if you hover your cursor over the bottom of your screen, you'll see a little menu highlight. Thank you all. You guys are happy to be here. I'm happy to be here too. All right, so tonight's session, we're going to be working about 60 to 90 minutes, depending on how much the guides have for us. Last week, we were planning on up to an hour and a half, and I think we went a little bit short of that. So we'll go through the process of quantum acupuncture. Well, many of you may not have heard of that before. Well, neither did I before the guides gave it to me. And basically what it is, it's an energetic acupuncture. Now, you might ask, how do we know which needles to put in for whom? Well, they're going to be looking at all of you as a whole, as a collective, right? Master So Wang Tzu will be, and he'll be providing the insertion of the acupuncture needles based on the collective need. Now we know that everything has a purpose, and that not too many things are coincidences. This is one of them. Okay. So you might also want to know, should you be laying down or doing anything special? You don't necessarily have to, but if you want to, you can. Many people fall asleep during these sessions, and that's just a sign of the higher frequencies coming into the body. It may make you drowsy, so don't feel bad if you fall asleep. You'll get the same energy and the same effect while listening to the replays, okay? So we're also, what acupuncture basically does, it gets all the meridians, all our energy lines within the body moving and flowing, right? So last week we did the auric field, now we're going to the meridians. The week after that, we're going to work on the entire skeletal system, including the skull, all the bones, the bone structure within the body. And then, as you might know, the week after that, we're going to be doing the gut. Now we know that 70% or more of our health lies within our gut. So we're going to be cleansing and clearing and fortifying that, as well as the endocrine system. Okay. So, I think I'll tell you a little bit about Master So Wang Tzu. He tells me not to call him master, but that's how I see him. So in case you haven't heard this story, he came in in my work about, within the last year, when I was working with a client who was very familiar with traditional Chinese medicine. And so I usually see the guides standing over on my left, kind of as an etheric group. But out of that group came this little Chinese man one day while I was working remotely with my client on the table in front of me. And I thought, well, this is very interesting. I said, it looks like there's this little Chinese man coming and he wants to do acupuncture. So did I see him with my eyes? No, I see things in my third eye, if you will, in my inner sight, and I felt his presence. So he kept coming closer, and he told me that he was doing acupuncture. He even had a little black bag. And I asked her, I said, my client, do you mind if we do acupuncture? And she said, no, go right ahead. I'm very familiar with it. In fact, she had taken some schooling in acupuncture. So he comes over and he starts putting needles in everywhere. And I want to know, I'm kind of asking him like, well, what is that one doing? What is that one doing? Because I like to know these things, right? And he didn't answer. He just kept going along in his work. And she said, he's not going to answer you. I said, well, why not? She goes, that's the way they do it. That's the way the Chinese work. Now, I don't know if that means all Chinese, but this little guy surely was holding the energy of a little Chinese master who just wanted to get the job done. And then I thought, well, maybe I can ask him his name. So I did. And in my mind's eye, I just saw all these letters that didn't make any sense to me. And this is also during the session. So I think, we were really concentrating on the other things, the things that we were doing. So my client said, well, if you can't see his name or hear his name, ask him what his English equivalent of his name was. He said James. So for a while, we called him Master James. But a couple of days later, I went into kind of a meditative state. I just called him in, much like we're going to do tonight. I called him in and, excuse me, I said, so can you show me your Chinese name? And I knew that he was an ancient Chinese herbalist and acupuncturist. And little by little, I saw the words that came one at a time in my third eye. SOHWANGTSU. So Wang Tzu. So then I had a name to put to this. And do I always trust myself? Sometimes I want to confirm what I hear too. So he was very specific that middle name that he gave me, W-A-N-G, he was very specific saying it's pronounced Wang. So I did a little research online afterwards, and I found this whole video by this Chinese man who was explaining how his name was Wang, spelled Wang, but pronounced Wang. It's like, that's it. Cool, I did hear correctly. So I had never heard that before. So since then, so Wang Tzu has been along my side working with me, but during that meditation, when I asked him his real Chinese name, he also told me that I carried his energy in the Ming Dynasty. So in other words, I've already done this work before, just bringing it through into this lifetime, into this timeline to help others like you. All right, so it seems it's time to start the process. The guides are already called in, they're already here, but as a formality, I'm going to call them in as I always do. So keep in mind that this is all for you, all about you. Nothing else matters right now. So just let go of the day, let go of your worries, and just relax into this. Some of you might ask also if you're going to be feeling anything. Many people do. Many people can actually feel a little pressure or something on their body where the needles are being inserted. It doesn't mean to say, if you don't feel anything, that does not mean to say that it's not working. Okay. It's your intention that you set up front. So set that peripheral intention right now with your higher self and your guides, just to allow the body to relax and know and intend that the highest and best will be done for you as possibly can be. So here we go. We call in the healing masters, So Wang Tzu, and the Great White Brotherhood of Light, including the Buddha, Jesus, Saint Germain, Archangel Michael, Mother Mary, the Magdalene, Apostle Peter, and Kuan Yin. We call in the beautiful seraphim angels and the archangels, specifically Metatron and Raphael, whose name means God heals. We call in the higher self and the guides of each and every person here tonight and listening to the replay to give us the most pertinent and accurate information and tools to bring complete, miraculous, and spontaneous healing to their body, minds, and spirit, and we bind all others. So if you haven't seen me work before, I snap a lot and blow a lot. That's just clearing things. Sometimes I'll feel a surge of energy through my body, and I'll just calm it down. There we go. There we go. So they're going to start with a ball of liquid golden light tonight, and that's hovering above your head, much like we did last time. But they love to illuminate the body and fill it with this healing energy. So that ball of liquid golden light hovering above the crown, and all these beings of light that we called in are infusing that ball of light with their healing energies, their blessings, their grace. And today they're adding joy. There we go. So we watch as this beautiful light starts descending down through the crown, down into the skull. And it penetrates the brain, going into all the nooks and crannies and glands, filling the space between the brain and the skull. It goes down into the brain stem, and then down into the central nervous system. That should feel very relaxing. And we watch as it continues to flow like a river of warm honey, all the way down the central nervous system to the tailbone. And as it reaches the tailbone, it pools in that interior cavity of the hips, penetrating tissue and bone. And then from the hips, it goes down into the legs. So the upper legs, down into the knees, pooling in the knees, and going down the lower leg, all the way into the heels, the ankles, and toes. We return to the tailbone and watch as this beautiful light floods back up the central nervous system, oozing out into all the nerves, into all the vital organs and glands, including the reproductive system and bladder, flooding up into the gut, all through the intestines, and then running up into the spleen, gallbladder, liver, pancreas, and stomach. And this beautiful light floods up into the chest wall, penetrating lungs and heart, thymus, throat, neck, up over the shoulders and down the back. And then from the shoulders down into the elbows, wrists, and fingertips. So now the entire body is illuminated with this beautiful light of the divine, allowing it to feel safe for maybe the first time in a long time. Beautiful. All right, so Long Tzu is coming, and he is indeed saying that this is for all of you. There may be more needles than usual, and when I do an individual, the needles may be fewer, but because this is for a group, we're going to make sure that we cover many areas, unlocking many meridians, unlocking those energy systems to flow and bring healing light and energy to all systems of the body. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so he's starting at the crown, and then about 4 inches back in the middle of the skull, and then the occipital region right in the middle of the neck, at the skull, and then 2 on either side of the base of the skull, 1 under each earlobe, right behind the earlobe. And then at the forehead, at the hairline, bridge of the nose, beneath the nose, at the chin, clavicle, and then the heart, higher heart, and then just below the sternum, placing 1, and then 2 inches below the navel. Beautiful. And he's coming back up to the upper body. Right, there's tiny chakras right in front of the armpit. Just putting 1 there in each side. And then 2 inches below the armpit on the side of the body. And at the back of the hip, right around the sternum, to the sides of each sternum. There we go. That's a really good one. I can feel the energy moving already. Coming back up to the neck now. Putting a few in the shoulder blades. See where else? Coming down the arms, the forearms, in between the thumb and the forefinger, the palms, in between the webbing of each finger, and then the outside of the palm right next to the wrist in that meaty part, one on either side. And then he's continuing down the spine. There's quite a few going into the spine, and how he's doing it tonight is strategically placing them on either side, right side and left side, just outside. It's almost like the joints where the vertebrae join the spine. Quite a few. Some of you have deterioration in the spine. So what they're going to do is, yes, these needles are going into the outer edge of the spine. Excuse me. But they're also going to be injecting some stem cells into the vertebrae as they come out from the spine. So as we know, the vertebrae extend from the spine itself. And they're going to inject stem cells actually right in the very tips, right in the outer tips. In fact, they're just going to do the whole spine. Some of you have deterioration, some of you don't, but this will help anyone and everyone. There we go. So we're going to rebuild those vertebrae, every single one, all the way down past the sacrum, tailbone. There we go. Someone's even cracked a tailbone. So they're getting a little ahead of us, because next week we're going to cover all of this, but they felt it important that I bring this in today just to give you an added boost. Okay. Let me see what else. Yeah, we'll be running stem cell cream actually down the spine next week. All right, let me see what else. Okay, then on either side of the sacrum. So before he placed needles that were more out towards the hips, down by the sacrum. Now he's coming to the sacrum itself, which is the small of the back, if you will, just from the tailbone. There we go, some strategically placed in there. Then one in each groin area. And then coming down into the legs, behind the knees, in that upper calf muscle. It's a good one. And then down the front of the leg, from about 2 to 3 inches down from the knee, and outside each shin bone. There's one on each side right there. And then further down into the calf. Whew, that's a good one. Good. And then coming down into the foot. Going to be a lot in the foot here. As we know, the parts of the foot in reflexology represent many organs and glands within the body as well, parts of our body. So they're saying they're going to be very strategic here, and they're placing 3 in a semicircular fashion underneath the outside of each ankle bone. And moving to the inside of the foot, 2 below each ankle bone. And then on the bottom of the foot, right where the ball of the foot meets the arch in the middle, right there. Whew. Beautiful. Someone just received a clearing of the lungs. They've been having lung problems. This just opened that up for you. Oh, beautiful. Ooh, wonderful. And maybe there's more than one of you. It's also, if anyone has had the virus or any type of virus, they're saying they're getting this, and these needles, along with the herbs and the elixir that we're going to add later, is actually going to disintegrate that. The origin, cause, and effect of any viruses. There we go. Cool. Wow. Then on the foot, in the webbing between each foot, top of the foot, between each metatarsal, outside of the baby toe in that meaty part, and then the big toe, that joint where it comes down and meets the foot, right there. There's a really good spot right there. We're just going to hold it for a while. So I'm also putting a pressure, doing a pressure point there, as well as them placing the needle there. There we go. There's a lot releasing. Good job, you guys. Good job. Let me see where else. Yeah, where the heel. No, so before we did where the ball of the foot meets the arch, now we're doing the heel, where that meets the arch, more on the inside of the foot. Right there. Let me see if there's anything else. All right, so they're giving everyone a little bonus tonight. They're to help remove the toxins from the body. They're creating like I don't know what you call it. It's like a pad that's sticky that they're going to place on the bottom of the soles of each of your feet. And if you've ever seen those pads that you can actually put on the bottom of your feet overnight to draw toxins out of the body, that's what they're giving each one of you right now. You guys are going to be so squeaky clean by next week. So receive that. You might even feel a little warmth on the soles of your feet. And letting that just be attached. And usually those pads that I see in physical are quite thin. These are very thick. And they're going to act as magnets, not too hard, because we don't want to put you in a toxic overload or have you had bad reactions to this. So this will gently pull all the toxins down and out of the body. Oof. Very good, beautiful. Good job, you guys. And these are going to stay on. These are going to stay on about 6 hours, and then they'll just take them away. Good, good, good. I can see already toxins coming out of the pores of the bottoms of the feet. See if there's anything else anything more that he wants to know, us to know. See or do. They're showing me a ball of golden light. It's a little different from the one we saw before. That one was very large. This one's tiny. And they're giving it to you as a gift today, and they're placing it in your heart and your higher heart area. Many of you have been wanting to know how to open your hearts. Well, this is going to be a gift to assist that in occurring. Beautiful. So you might feel a little warmth. You might even get a little bit of a heart palpitation there. But it's also, they said, let this be a visual as a reminder of how cherished you are, of how loved, guided, guarded, and protected you are, and how honored. Again, they're saying the same messages they did last week. So honoring you for your voyage to the earth during this lifetime. They know how difficult it can be. To let you know, again, as a reminder that you're that being of light, simply having a human experience, and it's all okay. We've got this. The support has never been stronger, they're saying. Beautiful. All right. Now I see Sue taking herbs. He shows them to me like in little cubbies, and he's pulling them down one by one. Just for you. Putting them in a bowl. Even some berries I see, okay? Even more. And then so it's like a mortar and pestle, and he's taking it and crushing them now, and then steeping them with steaming water to create an infusion. It's herbal infusion for you. Beautiful. And then he's also bringing an elixir. Many of you have experienced this before. It looks so much like sorghum or molasses. And he's mixing that in with this herbal infusion. And what he's telling me since the beginning is that this works on a very, very deep cellular level, all the way to the level of the DNA and deep into the mitochondria, which is the energy center of each of the cells, to revitalize, to rejuvenate. There we go. Revitalize, rejuvenate, and restore the health of each cell, within the body, all the way to the level of the DNA. What else? And like they said before, these herbs are going to act as a flush within the system to, again, flush out the origin, cause, and effect of anything, any virus, specifically a virus tonight. In all of your timelines, past, present, future, in all dimensions, all space and time, there we go, even ancestral, yep. Just I see them like pulling threads out, because viruses are generally systemic, and I just see them pulling them out one by one out of each of you, the origin, cause, and effect of any virus that is known or unknown to us or by us. Beautiful. So now that elixir and that infusion is placing within the body, into the tummy, allowing that to be ingested and digested. And it rushes to all systems of the body. Way up into the head, the tissue, the bone, brain, blood vessels, nerves, rejuvenating, coming down to the neck. I just see it flooding into the heart, the blood, tissue, bone, even into the bone marrow. Beautiful. Oof. All the way into the fingertips. And down that trunk, through the hips, even down into the legs and the toes. Beautiful. All right. See if there's anything else they want us to know, see, or do tonight. Because this was quantum acupuncture with So Wong Tzu. Let me see if there's any other messages or things that they'd like to do tonight. They're saying that some of you are very grounded. So we're going to ground you tonight. And this is a tool, very easy tool. And there's multiple tools that you can use to ground yourself. But they are showing me also like a disruption in that first chakra. So our first chakra is our stability, our security, our connection to Mother Earth. And they're saying that much of it has occurred, that reasons that you may not be grounded is because it's from trauma. And what happens when we experience trauma, we go, well, our energy kind of shifts. I don't often see energy, but you know what I'm saying. You can sometimes leave the body. So they want us to anchor all of that now, especially seeing we have so much of this going with having done the auric field cleanse, and this week with the quantum acupuncture to anchor these energies down, down, down within you now. So they're showing me your star above your head, and you have an earth star below the feet. And we did some of this last week too, but it feels like there are still some of you that are still quite ungrounded. So we're taking that string from the star above you, which is, as I see it, your higher self, symbolism of your higher self. And we're bringing that silver cord down from the higher self, and it's actually coiling it. I've never seen this before. Usually I just pull a thread down, but this thread is actually coiling around, etherically, around your energy, your central core. Beautiful, really anchoring in, bringing more of that higher self energy, but also gathering all of your energies down, down, down through the base chakra, all the way down through the crust of the earth, all the way to the core of Mother Earth. And as we meet with the heart of Mother Earth, she sends up her beautiful energy up into your body. So now you're very connected with the earth as well as your higher self. They're also showing me the solar plexus. So our solar plexus is our center of will, our sense of self, and also our power center, right? Vital part of that energy system. They were going to the solar plexus last week as well. Okay, what do we need to know, see, or do here then? Because we did this last week. What more is there? Oof. Some of you aren't believing that you're deserving to even think about being in your own power. Okay, you do a lot of comparing in the outside world. Well, I could never be like them, or I really honor what they do, but that's not me. They're saying to turn those eyes back inward and start honoring the uniqueness that you are. And they're saying that if you want to know, well, they're saying if you want to know the truth, and this is take it as truth or however you want to see it, feel it, know it. But in the beginning, there was this force. It's called this force, Elohim, whatever you want to call it. And it was just a force. And it decided that it wanted to experience more. And experience itself as itself. So what did it do? Created you. Out of its own mind, its own heart, its own creative forces. So that's a beautiful reminder for you tonight of really what occurred at the beginning of time. What really occurred at the beginning of your life stream is your soul, the beauty that you are. So do you need to have permission to express as yourself? Whatever that looks like for you. If you feel like you need permission, here it is. You got it on the silver platter. So be, let go. Again, the same message from last week, let go. In all of your beauty, in all of your creativity, in all of your joy, just be unapologetically who you are. God bless all of you. That was pretty beautiful. I have chills. All right, let me see if there's anything else they want to do with the solar plexus. I feel a real warmth there, almost like when you're sick on a winter day and you're little and your mom brings you a bowl of soup and some crackers. The feeling of that nice warm soup going into your tummy, the comfort of your mom being, that's what this feels like right now. That's the energy that they're gifting you with tonight in that solar plexus that has felt so maybe shattered, bruised, small, unprivileged. All of that is just giving you that warmth, of that comfort, of the love that you are, the love that they are with you, as you, through you. Beautiful. All right, they're saying now I can close you up, and you know how I do that? With a big infinity sign from below the feet, up across the body, and above the head. Sealing in all of this light and blessings and beauty and grace that we're here for you today. We did a vertical one, and now we're going to switch it to horizontal. And as we do, we thank So Wang Tzu and all these masters of light, but also your precious souls for taking part in this tonight and being the being of light that you are. That blesses so many people around you that you wouldn't even begin to know. It would blow your mind, they're saying, the people that you touch without even knowing. Beautiful. I'm just doing a circular motion over the body, and I'm not sure what this is. I just do what I see and feel. Big, beautiful circular motion above the body and below. Beautiful. So we honor that and thank you. Okay, so I'm going to open this up, and you guys might be feeling a little lightheaded or a little woozy or a little in la la land right now, and that's okay. The effects of this are going to continue. Some of you may have felt something right away. You may feel very different or very tired, and that's okay. It'll go on for a couple of days probably. So be sure to drink a lot of water. Take a hot Epsom salt bath tonight if you can. And even over the next few days, it will help for this to continue its work. The needles will stay in, they're saying 5 to 8 hours, much like the pads on your feet. So they'll make a one-stop check-in with you and remove the pads from the feet and remove the needles as well. But you're probably, many of you are going to feel very different things. So what to expect? We don't know. Your body is very different from mine and from other people, but what other people have said that they have felt pain, like arthritic pain leave, right? They felt more energized. Their heaviness was gone. Heaviness that was like following them around. Well, look, tonight we even were released of the origin, cause, and effect of viruses. So whether your body is more energized now or if it's tired, do what your body is telling you to do. Give it the rest that it needs. Drink a lot of water. So some of you may have questions now, so I'm going to open that up because we haven't even been 1 hour yet. But I'd like to hear your thoughts or tell me what you felt during this and ask any questions that you want. And if anybody wants to raise their hand, they can do that as well, if you know how. Okay. Yes, the replay is going to continue to help us as needed despite it being a different day. Sure. Will assist us in different areas of our body, soul? Definitely. Yeah, the energy within the replays are just as powerful and just as real and just as present as they were here tonight. Okay. Okay, Sean, I'm going to ask you to unmute. I see your hand is raised. Sean, are you there? I'm asking you to unmute. Okay, while we're waiting for you, let's see. Just bear with me here while I read some of the questions. Is there more benefit in watching the replay? If you're more relaxed, maybe. But there shouldn't be any difference in the energies from tonight or in the replay itself. Do we have lifetime access to the links? Good question. These, I've been working with my web guy on this. They will be available through the 30th of October. If I can find a way to record these, I will get that to you, but right now you have over a month. Okay,
there we go.
What's that?
It unmuted finally. It's Sean. It finally unmuted. Hi, thank you so much for this. I felt all the tingles, but I was wondering, so if you have to have surgery, because I have 2 areas that I need surgery on, if we use this after surgery or have a session with you after surgery, does that help us heal better and keep it? Okay.
Yes,
that's
absolutely. Okay. So are you having something removed from the body?
Yes.
Okay, and you don't have to be specific, but.
Right. Actually 2 things. So,
right. So the guides are very, very specific in this. So anytime there's something removed from the body, you need to replace it with something.
Oh, okay.
So you can actually book a session with me if you want, but this is something you guys can all do this for yourselves. So I'm going to make a note to do that next time.
Okay.
Or the time after, I'm not sure.
And so I do have something that happens with my throat. So I get surgery and it takes out scar tissue. It's in my trachea. Can they do something that helps with that to keep that? This will be surgery number 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it keeps building up and building up and you keep having to have it scraped.
Correct. They have to laser it out.
I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it's not painful.
Thank you. Well, it gets painful after they do it. So that's why I was hoping if we could do something that I just wanted to see what they're telling you about how many sessions we should do, or if they can tap into why this happens.
Okay. So yes, we can do a session to find out why this happens, but there's another gift for all of you tonight then. Any of you
Okay.
that have any type of problem, or Sean's is with her throat, okay? Some of you have high blood pressure, some of you have arthritis, others of you have had an organ removed and didn't have it replaced. They're actually giving you a beautiful ball of white light. Imagine this for yourself. This is yours. It's a gift. So imagine for yourself this beautiful glowing sphere of divine light dropping into that area of your body. And for Sean, this is going right into your throat.
Thank you.
Anybody else, any place that you've been, like I said, had an organ removed or have pain, allow that beautiful sphere to just drop in. Just feel the healing warmth, the healing vibration of that. It's a beautiful gift of love from the divine this evening. You can stay there as long as you want. You can take that ball and multiply it. Make it 2. Put it in another area of your body. Right? You're that powerful. So just allow. Mm.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, and so just to finish up with that thought previously about replacing something that has been removed from the body, you can do it as easily as this. Oftentimes they'll show me where a gallbladder has been removed. They'll show me the commotion of a operating room. And so we'll actually remove the commotion of the operating room, all the noises from the technicians and the machinery and all of that. So we'll remove that. And they'll also often give me a crystal of some sort. Like for the gallbladder, they gave me a crystal in the shape of a gallbladder and actually embedded that in my client who had not had that energy of the gallbladder replaced.
Oh, wow.
So does it have to be me doing it? No, this is again to empower you to know that all you need is your imagination, knowing that you are guided, guarded, loved, protected, and cherished as a piece of the divine. Call in your angels, call in your favorite avatars, call in the Great White Brotherhood of Light. Just learn to work with them, and they'll also show you things to do and what's best for your body, right? So
amazing.
yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
Okay, and then I see Supriya.
Hi, Deb. Hi, from
Thanks.
India, from Bombay, India. Okay, so yeah, so it's really early in the morning for me. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you about the foot and grounding because we spoke about, you spoke about trauma and the first chakra. And I have read that the first chakra, I mean, as we all know, when there's an imbalance in the first chakra, it affects every other chakra. So can you give us a little bit, or maybe you can give us some tips on how we can continue to ground ourselves? Because I have a flat foot problem. And now my ankle, I mean, I have also signed up for some sessions with you and some individual sessions with you. So we'll explore that later.
Sure.
But till we get down to that part for the benefit of the group, could you give us some idea on why foot problems happen when it comes to the bone and the muscle? How does that work with regard to grounding and what we can do before we meet you?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a lot. If I forget
Sorry.
something,
Sorry about that.
Basically, the foot problems when there's a fallen arch. That's basically
yes.
So what does our arch do? The arch in our foot supports the weight of the entire skeletal system and the entire body. When that starts falling, or if you're born flat-footed, what the guides are telling me, and this is not to make anybody feel bad, or your situation might be a little bit different, but 9 times out of 10, there's a lack of support in your life and in your body. So what the guides will do is actually give you a titanium arch support and get that raised back up, which is also very symbolic of their support for you. They love giving these visuals and these metaphors to, again, let you know that no matter the support or lack thereof, here on this earth, you are definitely supported on the other side. They call you guys family, okay? All right, so.
Thank you.
Sure, and then those of you who have bunions will probably notice too that it was from that arch falling. When the arch falls, the bones change direction, causing the bunion next to the big toe, right? So we straighten those out, lift that arch with this etheric arch support, and that usually takes care of that. Now, other ways to, and like I said, this is what I have seen up until now. It doesn't mean to say that there aren't other reasons, okay, for that, or foot problems. Well, what else do the feet represent? Feet represent how we move through life. The feet take us everywhere we want to go. There may be an area of your life where you feel stuck. Your feet don't want to move anymore. If you're stuck, or can't make a decision what to do next in life, but you know there's something and you're not moving forward, chances are, if there's a foot problem, that could be another cause. Let me see what else they're telling me. Plantar fasciitis, that stinging pain on the bottom of the foot, that's purely stuck energy for sure. So there's a lot of different things that can occur with that foot. And they also represent, like I said before, a reflexology chart of the foot can tell us a lot more too, where the lungs are, where the internal organs are, and work on not only the organ, but also that foot in tandem with each other. Okay, other ways that you can ground yourself, much like the exercise that we did today. There's a very, very simple way. First of all, you can walk outside in bare feet. Just feel Mother Earth below your feet. Feel the texture of the grass. I mean, you're grounding right now, even just doing this imagining with me. It's feeling the texture of the grass on your feet and the coolness of the ground under your feet. That's going to bring all your energies down. There's also a technique that they've given me lately that's called sit down inside. Most of the time we're in the world, so we want to be aware of our surroundings. Are we safe? What's going on in my world? What they're saying that those of us who are empathic also pick up an awful lot of energies that way. So a way to ground to your own energies is to imagine that you are a submarine and you have a periscope up above the water. You're just checking everything out, observing, judging, am I safe or not? They're saying you can do this in the grocery store. You can do it anywhere. And driving in your car, pull the periscope down. Or if you picture yourself as a unicorn, take the horn off. Okay. Pull those energies down and in. Sit down and breathe and just be and just observe. Doesn't that feel good?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome, Supriya. See you soon. All right. Let's see what else. I just want to make sure I cover everybody's questions. Again, if anybody wants to raise their hand, please do. The cough from allergies was pulled out. That is wonderful. Who said that? Twyla. That's wonderful. Yay. Yay. And then Trink, you said, when this affects our ancestry, does that mean siblings or a direct line from parents to me to my children? It can be anybody in the bloodline. Yes, so siblings too. Mm-hmm. And then Donna, is it more beneficial to do the replay more than once? All right, so that's something that I warned you of last week too. Yeah, play it as often as you want. The energy of there's nothing like the sweetness of the energy of the divine in these sessions. But I just wanted to warn you that don't do it because you think it didn't work. Every time you listen to this, including tonight when you first heard it, Remember we talked about intention? Your intention and your openness, your self-love will do wonders in this working. So yeah, enjoy it. And Jean, can you tell me anything about the constant swelling of my knees? Oh, that's something that I would rather address questions that are going to fulfill the whole, but let me see real quick. Her name is Jean. Also, what do the knees represent? They help us be flexible and move our bodies forward. So there's a stuckness. It's almost like the swelling after an injury. It's very inflamed. The acupuncture though, remember they did a lot of acupuncture around the knees? That should really help that a lot. Let's see what else. And some childhood stuff in there. So sorry, I can't go much deeper than that tonight, but thank you, Jean. Can the white light ball help with the stomach and intestinal problems? Absolutely. Anywhere you want to place it, that is your white ball of light. Okay? You're the master here. Use that beautiful ball that was given you and intend, just intend for it to do the work. Intend the beautiful divine creative light oozing out of it into your body, infiltrating all of your organs and glands and blood. Hey, Deborah Adams, hi. I'm going to ask you to unmute. Hi there.
I was having trouble unmuting as well.
Right.
I loved the Periscope metaphor. That's awesome. My question is, my cat has been here the whole time. Did the cat receive the healing as well?
Autumn knew what was going to happen, and yes, she did.
Awesome. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Is it Natalia? Am I asking you to unmute?
Hi, it's Nahala.
Natalia. Okay.
Nahala. Yep. Hi. So I'm wondering, for the past several days, I had been experiencing severe headaches, like from the back of the neck, and then it would go into the head. So I'm wondering to what extent it's energetic and to what extent it's physical, and does it really matter knowing, which one, or is it the same in terms of working with it?
That's a loaded question, but they do, we know they go hand in hand. You can't separate our body from our emotions and vice versa. And so, was there something very traumatic that occurred in your life recently? Because it feels like lots of tension. I can hardly stand it right here.
Yeah, it's been like that for a long time. It comes and goes. Not recently, but I've been in several car accidents.
Okay. All right. Another little gift. We're going to do quantum acupuncture next week, which we're going to get really deep into that origin, cause, and effect and release it from the physical body. But right now, anybody else with headaches, severe back pain or neck pain radiating up into the head, they're giving you a beautiful, it's a pure emerald green crystal, pure crystal gel. And it feels like Bengay to me. It's kind of icy and hot at the same time. Putting that, and this is not just like we know this salve. It's heavenly. It's got tiny diamond-like particles in it that it will also seep deep into the tissue. All the way that whole area. We're also going to stretch out, pull the skull up from the neck a bit, relieve all those large muscles and tiny muscles, give some breathing room to those nerves and the between the vertebrae and the discs, letting those nerves breathe. Here we go. And then to answer your question, further, that does it matter? The only thing that matters is that our minds want to know. With the divine, it doesn't matter at all. It's like you got a pain there, you have stress in the body, let's just take care of it. And but oftentimes we do get into, like I saw trauma occurring to your neck, and so we can go back to the origin, cause, and effect of them and release them as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I know I've had trauma in past lives in that area as well. And
Mm.
so it's, yeah, not just this lifetime, but yeah, thank you.
Sure. So join us next week, then we'll really
Yeah,
get deep into that.
yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Right. And can we offer, okay, can we offer it to my dog with a foot injury? Sure, for 2 months. Absolutely. You can, anything living and breathing. You have a pet, a bird, there's a dying tree outside. We're all one, it's all energy, right? Give that love to anything and anyone. Do you recommend we record these sessions on our own? You know, that's something that you can do. So if you have a recording device, you can even just record the audio. But if you have a way to record the actual video with a video device, then do that. Then you'll have it forever. Okay. So thank you for asking. The one thing that I'm going to have my web person do, first of all, you all know where the replays are now, right? We've been getting emails. Where's the replay from last week? It's in that same portal that you used to access to find your Zoom link. I think I talked about this earlier, but some of you joined late. So it's deborahgetz.com/SHM-A, use your password, and then you can get in there. So what I think I'm going to have my guy Bob do is, you know, when these are recorded on Zoom, you can provide just a simple link. I downloaded the whole thing myself and edited it so anybody who missed it could see us all. But I think I'll just provide the link in addition to that. That way you guys can download it on your own. Okay? We'll see if that's possible. I don't see why not. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah. Anyone can clear COVID virus from a loved one. So if you have a loved one who is suffering from COVID, look what we did tonight. Look what the master did tonight. He pulled the origin, cause, and effect of any virus up and out of the body. So play this for the loved one or do it with an intention for them. All right. Anything else? We'd love the link. Okay. Yeah. So that's not something that I can do myself. Going into the back end of my website is quite difficult. It's kind of scary. In fact, to go into the back of my own website, but because I didn't set it up, that's for sure. So I will get that link to Bob then and see if he will do that for us. Okay, so that you can download them yourself. When the gold ball went into my heart, we burst into tears. That's so beautiful. Anybody else have that type of reaction when so much of this work was being done today, whether it was the gold ball of light or otherwise? We didn't have to, but all right. All right, you guys, that's it for me tonight, unless you have more to talk about. Your shoulders just dropped for the first time. Wonderful. Oh, good. Yeah, so this is releasing lots of tension and stress. And like I said, you'll be all prepared now and all squeaky clean for when we start going deep inside the body next week, working on that entire skeletal system. We're going to be very thorough. So join us live, or you know how you'll have the replay available to you. So on that note, we ended a little bit earlier tonight, but we got it all done. I honor all of you. Thank you all for your beautiful hearts, your openness, and your belief in this work to heal yourself so that we can all get together and heal the planet. Love to you all.